Salutations, friends. It's been a minute since I posted that last video, one where I was saying I had a lot of stuff going on and I was going to start sharing a little bit more of my day-to-day and everything I have going on, but it turns out I needed a little bit more time to process, so took that time, and here we are. As I mentioned in that previous video, I do not intend to pick up a vlog again to become some kind of influencer, have like a whole bunch of people watching. This is more for me. I need both a creative outlet and an outlet for processing everything I have going on. With all the methods I'm going to use to tackle the obstacles in front of me right now, I just thought it might be useful to actually share that as I go along too. And if for some reason someone watches this and as a positive byproduct they get something out of it that they can use to help themselves, that would be like more than I even hoped for, and I would love that very much. But again, I don't expect there to be a whole lot of people like tuning in, but for anyone that is right now, thank you so much for being here. I might have mentioned this in my last video. I do have some pretty like serious health issues that I'm facing, and I initially told like I could count on one hand the number of people. I really was barely handling knowing myself, and I've had the people that I have been gradually telling ask, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me sooner, like like why am I just finding out? I just now became ready to start sharing that, I guess. I wasn't even sure I wanted to. A few months ago, I got a biopsy on a tumor on my cervix, and I did eventually get news that that tumor does have cancerous cells, so it needs to be taken care of. The good news is that it's isolated to my cervix right now. It's not anywhere else. And that's the best news you could possibly hope for in a situation like that. I'm also youngish, and I fully intend to get through this, so I wasn't rushing to make people worry or have a pity party, like, people with the best intentions could sit there, worry about me, and manifest the wrong thing. I'm getting through this. I'm healing. I'm not, like, calling myself sick. I'm trying to use the right language, and I am every day getting better. So I am finally getting around to telling everybody, and I'm very sorry for anyone who might be offended that I didn't tell you sooner, but I didn't really know how. So, there's that. At any rate, as far as a course of action goes, I have beautiful people in my life who've been making sure I go to the doctor. Like, I won't have insurance that I can use until October, but like, I have beautiful, beautiful, loving people in my corner that have literally paid out of pocket to make sure I go to the few appointments that I have, and that is so wonderful and humbling, and it really means a lot, especially in times like these when you realize like who's fucking in your corner for real. It's everything. But my course of action is this. I don't want to do anything too invasive or harsh on my body. I don't want chemo. That, to me, that is not an option. I know my family's worried about me taking all the woo-woo methods and not doing any of the Western medicine methods, but to be fair, like, I am definitely still taking that approach in moderation, everything in balance. So the first couple of options I have are surgical. The first surgical option being going in and trying to just get rid of the tumor itself off my cervix. And because it's isolated, hopefully that's just enough, right? And then the secondary option that is surgical is a hysterectomy, which I really don't want to do, and I have a few other things after the initial surgery that I intend to try if that wasn't enough before ripping out an entire piece of my body. So currently, in conjunction with my plan to have that surgically removed, I am taking steps, you know, a couple changes a week, you know, to encourage sustainable change, but I am taking steps to change important aspects of my day-to-day life, like my diet and my habits. So I'm going for like an 80-20 equation here. I still want to live my life. I want to be able to have a drink with friends. I want to be able to eat a fucking slice of pizza. So, that being said, I'm not being insanely restrictive off rip. I'm just making gradual changes I know I'm capable of, but dietary wise, that's the first, like, one of the first things you should look at. Not even just when you're sick, but like just being well overall. Your body builds itself off of what you put inside of it. So first things first, what am I building my future selves with? I'm trying to go for a much cleaner diet. I always favored vegetarian and pescatarian, so I'm trying to lean towards like cleaner eating in that way. Even like, I love cheese and stuff, but I also enjoy like the dairy-free options and things. I'm trying to clean up my body, so as much as I can avoid certain things, I'm aiming to avoid the things I know I shouldn't be putting in there, both energetically and karmically, but also physically. And in conjunction with that, I have a handful of supplements I'm taking. I'm now taking beef organ supplements. I'm also taking reishi mushroom supplements and St. John's wort supplements. Those are mostly predominantly things that are just good at helping facilitate like a healthy feminine reproductive system, your hormones and all that. So just dealing with that particular area in my body that's not geared at the cancer, that's back to like putting in your body things that build the body that you want. So those are the supplements. I also have a tea mix I made myself. It has dandelion root in it, which is good for like liver and kidney cleanse type situations and all kinds of stuff. It has elderberry in it, which is good for my immune system, which is so important right now. Also some more reishi mushroom and some lion's mane. It's just a good morning tea for me and putting good things in my body, and I top that off with a little shilajit, call it a day. It's delicious. And then on top of that, been putting different oils in my navel, like black seed oil and castor oil and things like that. I hear and have read and been recommended that that is very good for you. And then finally, I'm about to start a parasite cleanse. I hear that's just something we should be doing as humans every like couple times a year anyway. I've never done one before, so fuck me. But yeah, gonna start that soon. And the whole point is to create an alkaline space in your body. Things like parasites and cancer thrive in acidic environments, so I am trying to alkalize my body and try to remove things in there and repair damage that might have been done from, you know, whatever lack of care, excessive fun, whatever. Like, I'm a human being. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my body serious. That's my course of action for the most part. As far as the alternative to a hysterectomy, if my secondary surgery doesn't work, a good friend of mine recommended a gentleman named John Fulbright. He's a Tao medicine practitioner who facilitates like bee venom medicine type stuff. Bee medicine, bee venom, like that's supposed to be wonderful for all kinds of things, but like it is a huge contender in recent studies for cancer treatment. So I'm excited. I'm hoping I don't have to try that, but I'm excited to like utilize that as an option if the time comes, and that's what I'm looking at. Moving on from the dreary subject matter, another thing I wanted to start doing with this vlog specifically was share the process in which I'm going to be trying to heal my energetic body. So in Eastern medicine, we believe that every disease that manifests itself physically begins somewhere in your energetic body. So it's very, very important, like ahead of time, not just, in dire straits, to make sure that you are checking in and paying attention to that stagnant energy or the imbalances and all of that in the various aspects of your energetic body, so that you aren't developing physical disease as a result later on. But also, in the act of trying to get my physical body healthy, in conjunction with all of that, I need to definitely, it's very important to address my energetic body. And so while I'm doing this, I just figured, why not share that my plan is maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly. This is very tentative depending on how soon I need to jump from wheel to whale, but starting from root chakra up, I want to go through each chakra. This might be more than one episode per chakra, and utilize all the different things out there, modality-wise, to heal each area specifically one by one. So color, sound, food, activities. There's so much out there, and that's why we're going to have individual episodes, at least one for each chakra. And I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna be for me, but hopefully that'll be something that ends up being useful for someone else too. So my root chakra, I can tell you especially, I know, and just where this particular problem is at, it's no doubt in my mind, there's just been years and years and years of me not tending to this sense of uprootedness all the time. It's always person to person, place to place. Nothing is ever consistent. I never feel safe. I never feel stable. And I just let it run like that. I'm an air sign. I'll just float. It's fine. I'm going with the flow. Everything's fine. But deep down, there's been a lot of suppressing resentment towards the fact that I just don't necessarily feel grounded or safe. So starting with root chakra, most importantly, but also because it's the first, I'll be working my way up one at a time and creating a little bit of content going into what I do for each one. In order to find my balance. And who knows how long that's going to take. This is going to be a genuinely authentic journey, and I'm inviting you to go on it if you think that could be beneficial for you, or if you're just curious and want to follow along. But I'll be doing that. And then, I also would like to see by the beginning of the year, next year, an event happening. I want to coordinate an event. I don't think I want to keep popping them off several in a season, but I do feel like these events and coming together the way that we do is my calling. It's my purpose, and I needed a break. We always take a break for summer anyway, but it's also a part of me, and it drives me. It gives me a sense of fulfillment and purpose. So I don't want to let what I have going on and what has happened discourage me. I just want to keep moving and keep creating and leaving that positive ripple. And it is my belief that the greatest revolutionary act that we could partake in is to love and to laugh and be authentic and share space despite differences, and forget about that illusion of separation. And that's what we were doing for so long with our events, and I want to get back to that. So much darkness and sadness and pain and all that happening in the world, and of course it's important to make sure that we remain aware and vigilant, but to let that consume our life is just adding to one extreme on the other end. So being misinformed and not caring, and caring so much that it completely consumes your every waking moment, both counterintuitive. And so what we were doing with these events, healing ourselves and filling our cups, and then going back in the world and being able to pour that energy, that frequency back out into the world, was so profound and meaningful to me, and I cannot wait to get back with my community and build beautiful things. I have a really beautiful property in North Florida on a ley line in mind. I mean, not in mind, I already have it locked in. It's ready to go whenever I'm ready to lock in a date. It's just wonderful, and I definitely think I want to like keep them moving from there, but I also don't want to do so many in close succession anymore. I would really like just when it feels right, put something out there and have a focus, guideline, and plan, and make sure that everyone and everything we're pouring into that aligns with the general vision we all have. So I will be reaching out to people I already know who are interested for that, and maybe this will reach somebody who hasn't heard about it or knows that I'm trying to get back into again, but I will be reaching out soon because I want to start planning that at a healthy, sustainable pace along with everything else I have going on, and aim to have something for the beginning of the year next year. I'm really, really excited. So thank you to anyone who took the time to listen to all this or care. Thank you to everyone who's just cared in general lately. Like, one good thing, I guess you could call it, that has come out of all this upheaval this year has been realizing who's really genuinely had been in my corner, had my back, whatever the case is. Like, I'm not into divisive this or that, and I don't take things personally if I can help it, when it comes to being let down or, feeling disappointed. But, realizing there is a really good amount of people that really do love me, and if I just reach out, like, they're there. I have a tendency to isolate and push things down and try not to make it everybody's fucking problem, and then it's quite frankly probably partly the reason I ended up where I am health-wise. But becoming vulnerable, letting the worst possible things happen, and when the dust settles, seeing that there are people there that care and check up on me when I'm the worst at staying in touch, and it's been so humbling and uplifting to realize I'm not as alone as I think I am, or I make myself. So thank you to anyone who's cared or taken the time to check in, or is even just here watching us now out of curiosity. I really appreciate you, and I hope whatever it is I bring to the table next will come from a nice clear slate and a state of authentic, grounded Lou, not just chaos and fucking diving into the unknown as a cathartic activity all the fucking time. I'm trying to come at you as my best self. I'm literally rebuilding myself from the inside out for myself, but also I hope with that comes bigger and better and more awesome things that we can do together once it's being approached again from this newfound clarity and grounded space. I love you all so much, and until we talk again.